Hey, what's up, dudes? Khan here. Welcome back to Fallout 4 Survival Roleplay with our Child of Adam Ghoul build. And we are on Far Harbor finishing up some of the final quests. And what a beautiful day do we have for our character to wake up in our little square shack house. Beautiful location. The heightened luxury that is of Far Harbor. Now as I stroll back without the HUD, just kind of admiring our environment, it reminds me of how at one point I think it would be fun to do a build based upon a no HUD thing. Because it's just like, it would be really tough, but just the ambiance of everything is really cool. And I mean, I guess for a lot of you, having my face down in the corner, it kind of destroys some of the ambiance. So I think that's worth bringing up because I can see how it actually isn't nearly as atmospheric as I imagined because I'm in it. You know, like versus the other way around when if you guys can't see, like I can't see, it feels very different. Also, whenever I break into third person, it certainly takes a little bit of a different feel where the HUD doesn't actually seem to add too much when you can, you know, see a human being on a run behind them. So that makes sense to me too. It also reminds me that at one point I wanted to try like a no VATS character, which there's all these benefits based off of critical hits and stuff in VATS. And so, I mean, I don't necessarily want to have completely no VATS situation, but it would be interesting if I couldn't do stuff like this to see the level 10 rad rabbit real quick and check to see if there's any anglers in the water or ghouls that need to get up. So it's another kind of build that I think would be kind of interesting. There is currently nothing in this hole. I am on my way to the Cliff's Edge Hotel because a bunch of you, after I made my video making fun of the idea that I couldn't go to it, said, Kublai, there's actually another elevator that you could have taken. So, that whole time I spent trying to be like, I can't do it, it turns out that in fact, I just missed it. So I'm gonna give this place another good look through, because apparently I just didn't have my eyes open enough or something. So let's see if we can find our way into it. Now on another note, I'm actually gonna do a little vote straight above me. It's about the radium double shot rifle. You guys have talked about how you felt that it actually wasn't too far for our character to use it. And although we are a pistol build, it's like, why not go ahead and grab it? We could even throw perks into our rifle stuff, and then we could have an incredibly powerful character. And I wanted to avoid it because we're like, hey, we're a pistol guy. But you know, it is really cool, and potentially, why not give it a shot? So go ahead and put a little vote up in the top about yes, radium rifle double shot, or no for this build. I mean, I'm not exactly promising that I'm going to do it if everybody says yes and yes, but I've already been thinking about it pretty heavily, so maybe I will. I mean, it is really cool, and it would be a lot of fun to have a build that allows us to be super powerful with a gun. It kind of blows my mind at how well I remember this hotel and how to get through it. It's impressive because if you asked me to walk through it like mentally in my brain, I wouldn't really know how to do it. But if I have like, you know, those little indicators like, oh yeah, here's the tent, I know where I am, that kind of thing, it's enough to actually provide me a little bit of a direction so that I can find my way through. Also, once again, all the bottles are back. So I guess these are on a constant respawn timer, and it turns out that I'm overweight, which makes sense because I am carrying a crazy amount of stuff. You know, I was going through here to drop some things, and I realized that different bottles have different weights. It's important because glass 2, as you can see here, would actually be 1 pound if you find a glass 4. But the thing is that, here we go, this is 1 pound. But in the case of collecting water for your character, you don't care about the weight of the glass, you just need a bottle. This is actually a very interesting thing to note, that you can choose to have lighter bottles. That's good news for a survival play. Alright, so I suspect that the way into this other vault might be in this building here. You guys mentioned that I have to take the elevator down and then I have to find a working elevator, but it's kind of like I can drop in here. So if I can do this, maybe this is the key to where I need to go. We also have music to kind of introduce us, so I'm guessing this elevator, this very obviously working elevator. It's totally obvious. I should have just clicked the damn button. Okay. Sorry, dudes. Totally did not realize that I had completely... Well, the music's pretty sick. can't believe I missed that. All right, bing, and we're here. Well, a sign of any quality vault is good towels, so that's a good start. And of course, some economy wonder glue. Always taking that. Such an odd amount of things stuck in some of these washers. Bobby pins makes sense because if they were actually washing clothes at one point, I would imagine that you would accidentally leave a bobby pin in your pocket. But bottle caps still is a little bit an odd one. This is interesting. Definitely, that's clearly a vault. It's got a bunch of really nice tables and things set out. Let's do it.
Greetings. Welcome to Vault 118. Your home away from home.
Hi.
Ground. Are you the detective we sent for?
I am a detective.
Why do you need a detective?
Well, there's been a suspicious death in the hotel. We need someone to investigate.
Oh.
Are you the detective we sent for?
Just tell me the problem.
Maybe. Tell me what's going on.
There's been a suspicious death.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the detective?
He's exactly like just some robot. Is this a robot?
Yes, I'm the detective.
He sounds like a Mr. Handy.
Goodness. Let me just open the door for you.
Sure, you know what? Why not? We're your detective. Who the hell just opens vault doors, though? That's kind of different. Like, nobody just opens doors. Oh, it is a Mr. Handy. Alright.
But it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents. They're very worried.
Okay. Welcome to Vault 1118. Yeah, you know what? We should ask for money.
Let's talk about my compensation first.
Well, I can assure you
Damn
our
it.
patrons have
I didn't want to
no
change into the
set
clothes.
aside for such contingencies as this.
He just beeped
They're
at you.
the crime scene again. Don't they realize that they're going to disturb the evidence? You'd better come with me, detective.
Huh. Follow Maxwell. Alright, so I just see a ton of...
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene.
Do you not see the glory of the thing? The artistry?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. This is your finest work. There is more emotion in his death than most have had in their entire lives.
Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I'm just saying that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse
Please,
than
if I may.
That's what
I
this
could
is
just
to you?
have your attention.
You're sick.
I'm sorry for shouting, but the detective has arrived and shall begin the investigation henceforth. Please return to your rooms until the detective has examined the crime scene and had a chance to come speak with you.
So apparently, this
Have a
vault...
look at the crime scene for clues. You're ready, we can discuss your...
They're so loud.
You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
Okay. I'm imagining that this is going to be a very high charisma thing. Ah yes, we are now geared up and ready to do whatever the hell this is. So upon initial inspection, this vault appears to be, like, did they just turn everybody into robo-brains in order to do this? Oh, I can only walk slowly. Oh, I'm heavy. For the meantime, let's put our suit right over here, just so that we have a spot where I know I can find it until I'm able to find a save or a bed or something. As I look for a bed, I stumbled
You
into
think
this.
I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the moves on my best girl.
But now the law is on our tail. What are we going to do?
Come away with me. Let's leave this dark hole of a city behind. We can be in Buenos Aires by tomorrow.
Oh, I want to believe you, I do, but he'll never let go.
Then we'll make our stand here. I've got a gun for each of us.
No. The line is Then we'll make our stand here. 2 lovers together with a bullet for each of them.
Huh.
God. Why can't I ever get that line? Forget it. I can't do this right now.
Ugh, fine. I'm going to the beach.
A beach? I love how loud they are.
The brave detective. I haven't seen someone with a body like that in far, far too long.
Oh, well, thank you. But hold on, before we get into that, I love how one of the answers is gross. So I just bumped into this location. It's got some cool swords and things that are just stored around. Aha! There we go. Quick little save. Vault's observer key. Alright, overseers. I guess that's gonna be pretty useful for whatever we end up needing it to do. Alright, so like any good detective, I'm going to start at the crime scene. As we can see, we have some blood.
Is this blood?
Which makes sense because these are robo-brains and they have to have some blood.
Looks like the brain enclosure was smashed.
Okay, so the brain enclosure is smashed, the fluid comes out, blood splattering. Alright, more blood. I'm assuming a trail, potentially. Yep. Okay. Okay. And a blue baseball bat called the Fence Buster.
There we go.
It's actually kind of good. It's, I mean, we're not going to use it, but that's actually kind of
Baseball
cool.
bat. What is this doing here? Red paint?
Red paint? Is this not actually blood?
This isn't blood. It's red paint.
Alright, so... Alright, so he didn't bleed. He pretended to bleed. Yeah, I mean, I guess leaving a trail of blood to a blue bat does kind of seem like somebody was trying to say the bat was the murder weapon. Which it might have been. I wonder if this bat's important or anything. Hey,
Hello again, detective. Was there anything else?
found the murder
I
weapon.
found the murder weapon.
Oh no. That's the bat from Mr. McKinney's movie. You don't think he would be involved, do you? I can't imagine him ever doing such a thing. Was there anything else?
I found the murder weapon.
That's not blood around the body. It's red paint.
Oh, that's
Mr.
normal.
Santiago would definitely have red paint, but surely he wouldn't have... Would he? This is just terrible, detective. Was there anything else?
Alright, so we have 2 specific people that we could be targeting. That would be targeting, I guess, Santiago. I guess he was the painter guy because he wore like an apron on him. And then I don't know the other one though.
Tell me about the victim.
Mr. Ezra Parker was the primary owner and financier for the
Oh, he
hotel.
owned it. Okay.
He had vast experience managing venture projects around the world. It was his idea to have our premier clients become investors in the vault section of the hotel. He worked with Vault Tech to have this built to their every specification.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else?
Alright, tell me about the robot parts.
Your residents are robots.
Not robots, detective. Well, not exactly, anyway. I believe the term they use is robo-brain.
Gotcha.
Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to wait it out was to put their brains inside robotic chassis. Was there
Interesting.
anything...
Okay, so these are robo-brains that didn't go through the process of losing who they were. Well, that's kind of fascinating. I'm digging the blue tie, dude. It's an interesting, huh. Alright, can I talk to you about anything? No, concierge, coffee pot. You know, this is a pretty public environment to be seen. And you know, with the red paint part, of course Santiago might have red paint, right? And so, and then the blue bat, I'm gonna think about this some more. Speaking of painting, that is really nice. What are you doing to the wall, dude? You're screwing in wall paint. Alright, whatever. Wallpaper. So let's go chat to these peeps. You have a sweet scarf.
How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
I found your baseball bat.
I found your baseball bat at the crime scene. Care to explain how it got there?
Someone is clearly trying to frame me for the murder. It's probably Santiago. You saw him skulking around the crime scene.
Alright, well, I mean, he does have the red paint, and red paint instead of blood is very, like, it was, you know, kind of a weird thing.
What were you and Gilda talking about when I walked in?
Oh, we were just rehearsing a scene. Nothing to worry about.
I figured.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously Santiago. He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
Okay, well, let's,
Maybe later.
Okay. Just let me know how I can help.
Alright, so... If Keith... God, he's so loud. If Keith used his bat to kill, the other guy, then that would have basically allow him, you know, like, he could pretend to frame himself, but he's making it very obvious it's his stuff, so it is a little weird. Why do they have 8 missiles in here? I wonder whose exact room is this. You know, I find it fascinating that they have bathrooms and they also have toilet paper. I mean, I guess it's possible that they still have to poop, because even though they're robots, their brains still absorb nutrients and remove waste the same way our brains do, right? So it's possible that there is some form of waste process that occurs. You know, one thing to consider about the possibility of Keith being the murderer is that he has a lot of weapons, assuming that this is, I mean, this is the same wallpaper as his side, and he seems like he was an actor or something. I mean, this is a lot of actor feeling stuff. So it kind of comes across to me as if, you know, he has a lot of options to kill somebody if he wanted to kill someone. Alright, this part of the vault is a little goopy. Not exactly sure what's... Whoa, it's very goopy up here. Significantly less nice. Alright, so they're harvesting corn and things. Like I mentioned, I'll take some melons, why not? Oh, fresh! That's awesome! It's not affected by any of the radiation in the world. I mean, it makes sense that, you know, they have to eat something, kinda. This upstairs portion of the vault's ooh, overseer. I guess we can learn a little bit about the vault itself. I'm guessing nobody's really been back here for a while, because it is pretty gross. Oh, hey! Well, we found, I'm assuming, the overseer. Dirty room for the overseer's room. Pretty much, I guess, like, nobody's been keeping this up, so this has been probably locked for, I mean, I guess since he died. Knocking him over. Get out of the way, dude. We're gonna check a terminal. So this is designed to test the social interactions between working class and ultra wealthy under confined conditions. So this kind of reminds me of the Nick Valentine one that existed. But that one was about having the ultra rich become the lower class. Apparently they have an inferior wing, okay. So they attract test subjects of the ultra elite. All right, the investment part, I see. And upon activation notice from Vault Tech, it is time to open up the less good one for working class. Through exclusive areas in the vault on entry, but therefore confined to the cramped second wing. Interesting, so they show the nicety of it. And then they're like, this is all great, isn't it? Well, now you have to be in the crappy part. It feels like they're just trying to create like a French Revolution situation. Not to number more than 10. Robotic staff. So the ultra wealthy kind of thing, okay. 300, wow. That's fascinating. Uncomfortable and cramped. Extremely limited. Test group A and enacted by robot staff members. Fascinating. So they're trying to create like a peasant serf thing. I wonder what they're really trying to find out from this though. Oh, interesting. So they're basically saying, we know we're going to create a violent reaction from this. So we're now going to have a safe situation. Oh, fascinating. So it wasn't Vault Tech that makes sense. Vault Tech didn't set this part up. The people who was in the General Atomics just said, hey, we should become robo-brains and we'll be safer that way. I've tried to convince my superiors that this would be completely discount the test results, but they seemed more intrigued in the idea than appalled. Alright, to notice from Vault Tech to begin the test, the second wing was incomplete. He had been locked out. Someone from Tech seems to have overridden the system to prevent the admittance of the local population of the island. They've been pounding on the door for days. There's nothing I can do. Oh. That sucks. So people trying to get into the vault for safety. I can't take this. Wow, he's turned in the rich assholes and he's locked in there. These rich assholes are going to live forever and I can't take it. He probably killed himself.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled. Once the premier area of the vault had been completed, funding seems to have been cut off. My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault Tech won't pay out of pocket to continue construction.
Interesting.
I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
Sounds like Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
Interesting. Okay, so we have the investors with Ezra embezzling them. So my character currently is thirsty and peckish from lack of food. And I don't really know if there's any water in this location that I can grab because they're all robo-brains, right? So I'm not exactly sure how their body takes water or anything in that regards. But luckily, there's plenty of food for us to get. Properly hydrated and properly fed, like immediately. That worked out great. Okay, I'm gonna leave some more bits of our armor over here because we keep running out of space to put them. So just laying everything up. Hey, just laying everything nicely on the table. Perfect. All right, let's check Santiago. Whoa. You've got an interesting world, dude. Caution, wet paint. So you're just trying to do stuff.
Well. If it isn't the long arm of the law. Tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
Art is life.
Art is life. Without it, we are no different than animals.
Perhaps. If
Yes.
all we are is a sentience floating in a suit of flesh, or metal, I suppose, then art is the only true communion with the world. Come with me.
Oh god. I bet we're gonna have a bunch of speech checks.
Tell me, what does this piece say to you?
It's about composition.
It's about composition. The balance of colors and emotions. And the struggle to maintain internal order.
Indeed. This was the last piece I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378.
Jesus
Her
Christ,
emotional
man.
landscape is superimposed on the portrait. The reality of the subject is distorted as the ego attempts to project itself. This way.
Well, that was... Dude, how many other things of Gilda did you did? Have you done?
Tell me, what does this one say to you?
I like It's the War.
It's the war. Bombs from every direction. No up or down. The world turned on its head.
Oh, what
Darn
a
it.
very literal interpretation.
Darn it.
I asked what he communicated, not what the shapes on the canvas were. He must ascend.
Sorry. For whatever reason, I can't get more charismatic by drinking a whiskey or something, so I gotta do with whatever I have. Oh my god, you have the cat picture! It's adorable.
And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
This is bullshit. I love it. It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. A young creature grappling with ideas it doesn't possess the capability to understand.
Intriguing. The mind will superimpose meaning where none was intended. I had not considered it. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym.
Oh, so he's the one who did all of these all over the
Any
wasteland.
of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man? Huh?
I don't know, bro. I do not know. But somebody died, so let's talk about that.
My fellow connoisseur of the art. Here to see my latest work?
Yeah, you know what? Well, let's ask about the red paint.
I found red paint at the crime scene. Know anything about that?
No, actually. Ezra borrowed my last can, and now I can't find it.
Okay.
I think you should explain why you keep returning to the crime scene.
It's for inspiration, detective. The others do not like to think about it, but even we shall die someday. Like Prometheus' torch, it kindles within me the fire to create as much art as I can with the time that I have.
That's an interesting point. Okay. He is crazy, so I could see maybe he wouldn't be the one to do it, but he's missing a red paint can, which Ezra apparently took.
It sounds like you've done a lot of paintings of Gilda. Why her?
Our Gilda is a very singular creature, detective. Do you not see the joie de vivre within her?
Her
I have
life?
never met another who clings
joy
to
of
life
life?
so tenaciously, who lives so in the moment. I must admit I was quite smitten with her for a time.
Just for a time still?
You're still in love with Gilda, aren't you?
So what if I am? What business is it of yours? She deserves someone who truly understands her ephemeral beauty, not that brute actor.
Interesting. So, maybe later.
Maybe later.
Good. I hope my paintings are able to open your mind to new possibilities.
Alright, so what I get from this so far, let's get away from this crackling because this is loud and annoying. He has a reason to dislike the person that Gilda is in love with. Oh, it's a rat scrub. Is it working? It doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, he has reason to dislike who Gilda is with, so maybe he would use his red paint to then leave a trail to the bat, which belonged to the actor, to blame him and make him feel as though he is, well, you know, he's framed. Oh, well, here's the beach. Hello, beach. Alright, dude, so I think I'm going to end the episode here. We now have some interesting bits, a couple more robo-brains to talk to. This one in the hat, who's Gilda, I suppose. A couple other people who were popping up on the map that were indicating that we had to talk to them to figure out if they were related to the crime or if they have any more exposition to help us know who could have done it. Because at the moment, everybody is just a suspect. So anyway, dudes, thank you so much for watching, and remember to hit the little vote up in the corner to let me know if we do radium rifle or not radium rifle, and also let me officially apologize. Apparently, yes, I could get into this location very easily, and I thought it was going to be tough, and I was wrong. That was me. That was all me. So thank you for your kindness about the process, and of course, may the ground rise to meet your feet, the wind always be at your back, and may the sun shine warmly in your sexy, sexy face. Dudes, see you later.